Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1626A, and today's date is July 30th, 2018, and the title of the episode is this really the recovery, or is this the move to a new system? Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, the central bankers, they do what they do best, and that is put countries, the population, into debt, more debt, where people can't really pay it off, and they're stuck. This is what we see during the end game of a system, and this is what we're in right now. We're at the end stages of this system. And if we look at the UK right now, their household debt, well, it is worse than any time on record. Brits are living beyond their means like never before. In 2017, each household spent or invested about £900. That's about $1,187 more than they received on average. So to fund the deficit, the people have been borrowing more and saving less, encouraged by years of record low interest rates. Now, according to ONS figures, the poorest 10% of the households spend 2.5 times their disposable income on average in the financial year ending 2017, while the richest 10% spend less than half of their available income during the same period. ONS figured Wednesday showed real disposable income grew at the slowest pace in 5 years in the 12 months through March after the Brexit referendum slammed the pound and drove up inflation. And what we're seeing right now is that in the UK, in Europe, in Australia, in Canada, the everyday person, they are having a very difficult time making ends meet. And it's getting harder and harder as time goes on. We see here in the United States, the UMich consumer sentiment, well, that slumped to a 6-month low in June. Even though the statistical data, the government is out there telling us that the economy is doing well, people are not really believing this. Now remember, what is happening here is the economy is being pushed to the edge here. Trump, the Patriots, they're using the same exact system that has been in place. Nothing has changed. Yes, they're manipulating the numbers even more, but really nothing has changed at this point. But more worrisome is that people, well, they are going to maybe postpone a purchase of a vehicle. We're already seeing that the vehicle buying plans, well, that posted a significant decline in July, falling to the lowest levels in 5 years. Same thing with houses. Because of rates moving up, home purchases, well, they're declining. That's very interesting because we've been looking at the housing bubble, and what is the housing bubble doing? Well, it's popping, it's deflating. And we saw this with existing homes, we see it with new homes, and now we see it with pending homes. So both new and existing homes, they're declining. And pending home sales, well, they're declining also. They fell about 2.5% year on year. This is the 6th straight month of declines. Now, as a reminder, economists consider pending sales a leading indicator because they track contract signings. Purchases of existing homes are tabulated when a deal closes, typically a month or two later. Now, let's think about this for a second. Existing home sales are declining, new home sales are declining, pending home sales are declining. We're in the hottest period of real estate right now, where people should be purchasing homes because school's going to start. They want to be the home before the children go to school. It's warm, flowers are blooming, everything looks great. People are fixing up their houses, but we're seeing housing decline. What is happening here? Why do we see prices declining right now? Well, remember, when interest rates were very, very low, what did we have? We had investment houses, hedge funds. They've been purchasing a lot of houses. They've been keeping them off the market. And when I say a lot of houses, they're purchasing thousands upon thousands of homes. And they kept them off the market to drive prices up. Now that interest rates are moving up, what do you think they're doing? They're not purchasing the same amount of homes. Actually, most of them are probably trying to sell right now because they're realizing we hit the top of the bubble and things are starting to deflate right now. So that's where we are at. And the whole system is coming down. Now, what's very interesting, the BRICS are working on something really big. Now, Erdogan in Turkey, he decided, you know something? I would like to be part of the BRICS. So Erdogan went to the BRICS and said, listen, I wish to join the group. I'd like to do this now. Well, the BRICS said, well, you can't join the group right now. It cannot be fulfilled. And they're looking to expand the membership. They're looking to change things. And it looks like they're ready to do this. The BRICS, they've set an agenda for global development. Now, we understand that this economy can't continue the way it is. This is a central bank economy. This is not a people's economy. It was created by the central banks. It always fails, and they have to restart it some way or another. Usually it's with an event or war or something like that where they can tell everyone to look over there. This is why you have to scrimp and save. This is why you can't purchase things in the store. This is why the store shelves are empty. It's because of the war. But in reality, it's because their economic system has failed, and they use the war to explain why all of this is not happening. They don't have that right now, and what's happening is they can't figure out a way around this. Now, what Trump and the Patriots are doing, they are bringing this economy to the edge. Why? Because they need to destroy this central bank economy. Already Q has acknowledged and confirmed that it's time for the Fed to be brought down or to be taken over. Why? Because the system needs to change. Now, everything that we're seeing, the bilateral trades, the tariffs, and everything that we're seeing is not for the central bank economy. What we're seeing right now is a move to bring us to a new system. Now, let's take a look at what Trump and the Patriots have been doing. They've been changing everything the deep state, the central bank, has been doing. We've had a globalist system. It is all being changed right now. TPP struck down, NAFTA being renegotiated because you just can't cancel it because you'd have to go through Congress. Congress would have to vote. So they did a renegotiation. We see there's a lot of bilateral trades going on right now, and there's a reason for it. Because it's a lot easier to be diversified with bilateral trades. You're not centralized with one organization controlling it. Trump has been out there saying that we would like to get rid of the World Trade Organization. Yes, that would be down the line, but he's already laying the groundworks for all this. Q has mentioned that it's time for the central bank to be removed. Trump is all for an audit. If the Congress, if they can pass some legislation, Trump would sign it. They would go after the central banking system. This is all being done right now because this central banking system, it's time to change it. So we can see what's happening in the Middle East. Think about this for a second. The deep state, the central bankers, they went into each one of these countries, had a regime change to keep the petrodollar propped up. Now, everything is changing. The war in Syria coming to an end. Iraq wants the U.S. troops out of Iraq. So the petrodollar system is under threat right now because once the U.S. is out of all these areas, what happens? The countries are going to decide what currency they're going to use to trade oil in. And most likely, it's not going to be the U.S. dollar. We already have those countries that are sanctioned looking to trade their oil, maybe using cryptocurrency, maybe using gold, maybe using another currency. Everything but the dollar. And we see right now that Trump has consistently rejected the world policeman role that the U.S. was pushing on the world. Everything is changing right now. And eventually what's going to happen is the U.S. is going to have to join the new system. The new system is the BRICS system. The new system is the Silk Road. The new system is not going to be the U.S. It's not going to be the dollar. Everything is about to change. And all this is being done on purpose. All of this is being done because they want to push the central banking system to the edge. They already know that this system is at its end stage. Why do you think interest rates are dropping dramatically? I mean, we've never seen them this low. Wages are not improving. We don't have manufacturing here right now. Even though people want to believe that manufacturing is coming back, yes, maybe in the future, but right now, you just can't bring everything all the way back when it took years and years upon years to move it out of the U.S. Because remember, the globalist, the central banking plan, was to have the system restarted someplace else, and they were going to control it. And I believe that Putin, who actually took over the private Western central bank in his country, Xi Jinping, and the U.S., they are trying to maneuver away from the central banking establishment. And right now, the U.S. is going to have to join this new system, which is a BRICS system, which it's a Russia-China system, and it's based on peace through development, not by bullying, not by war. So we're headed towards this great transition right now, and the patriots, they're trying to make it as easy as possible. And for many, it's not going to be as easy as it should be. And for those who are preparing, it's going to be a lot easier. But no matter what, we're going through this transition, and everyone needs to be prepared and ready. You're going to need some food. You're going to need some water. You're going to need some medical supplies. You're going to need gold and silver. I would have cryptocurrencies. And all of this is in preparation for when the time comes, because when the time comes, we're going to see credit freeze up. We're going to see inflation. We're going to see all of this. There's no way around it, because when the value of the dollar decreases and it crashes, when everything starts to fall apart, when countries around the world lose faith in the system, they look in a different direction. Already, the African nations saying, we really don't need the US dollar. We might as well deal in the yuan, because we have more economic deals with China than we do with the US. And we see at this point, this is all going to happen with many other countries as we move forward. So everyone needs to be ready and prepared for what is coming. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.